Howdy, business math students. Today we're going to work on lesson 14-3 about pricing, how businesses come up with the prices that they charge for their products. Now, it'd be good if during this video you would be able to follow along in your textbook and take some notes. So go ahead and pause the video and fetch yourself your textbook and a sheet of paper and something to write. It can just be a blank sheet of paper. You're not going to have to send it or anything like that. So pause the video and go fetch that stuff, and I'll wait for a second. You're back. Great. Okay. So let me get myself out of the way here. There we go. Okay. Now, we're going to start with the basic pricing equation, and that is cost plus markup equals selling price. So to give you an example here, let's say that I've got a widget factory, and each widget that I make has a cost to me of $50, let's say. So $50 cost. That's going to include the raw materials for my widget, the things that it's made of, the metal or the plastic or the rubber or whatever it is it's made of, maybe wages that I have to pay the workers who operate the widget making machine in the factory. Those are all parts of the cost of making the widget. The markup is, let's just say, $10. That's what I'm going to add to the cost to create the selling price, which in this case is going to be $60. So we're going to label the $50 as the cost, the $10 is the markup, and the $60 is the selling price. And if I know two of these, I can figure out what the third one is by just doing a little algebra with the equation. So let's say that I know what the selling price is. I know the selling price, oops, there we go. Selling price, and I know what the markup is. I can subtract the markup from the selling price to find the cost. So in the example here, I remember that my selling price is $60. I'll label that SP, selling price of 60, minus the markup of 10 equals the cost of 50. Likewise, if I know what the selling price and the cost are, selling price minus cost, I can subtract the cost from the selling price to find the markup. So in this case, selling price of 60 minus cost of equals the markup of 10. So selling price equals cost plus markup. That's a basic set of equations, and you might want to make sure that you jot this stuff here down on your papers, on your notebooks. So you might want to refer to that as you do the exercises for lesson 14-3. Now I'm going to talk about an important concept called rate of markup. So I'm just going to erase this stuff here. Erase, 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 erase. That's kind of fun. The rate of markup is going to differ based on whether we are comparing the markup to the selling price or the cost. That's very, very important. So let's get an example. The rate of markup on selling price is going to equal, this nice and wide here, so rate of markup on selling price is going to equal the markup divided by the selling price. That's the rate of markup on the selling price. What does this mean? Well, let's take our example back there again, where the cost and markup and selling price. There we go. Cost was $50. Our markup was $10. Our selling price was $60. There we go. If we want to find the rate of markup on selling price, we're going to go markup of $10 divided by the selling price of $60. That's going to give us, let's see here, it's not going to be a dollar amount, it's going to be decimal, which will convert to a percent. So I've got my calculator here, I'm going to go 10 divided by 60, and here we go. I'm sure you can see that. We've got 0.16 repeating. So 0.16, 666, dot, 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 dot. There we go. And we round to the nearest 10, we're the nearest tenth of a percent, let's say. We can first convert to a percent. So that's going to be 16, 66666, dot, dot, dot. Here we go. Convert it to round, I should say, round to the nearest tenth of a percent. 16, oops, I forgot my percent. 16.7%. So 16.7% is the rate of markup on the selling price. In other words, the markup, 10, is 16.7% of the selling price. And something else that you should know before we move on here is that the rate of markup is often referred to as the margin or profit margin. Switch this out here. There we go. So margin or profit margin, that's another way to refer to the rate of markup. Your profit margin is an extremely important number when you have a business where you're selling something. Now, this example here has shown the rate of markup on the selling price. It's probably a little more common, I think, to show the rate of markup on cost. Rate of markup on cost is the markup divided by the cost. So using our numbers here from our widgets that cost $50 and have a markup of $10 and a selling price of $60, we're going to take our we're going to take our markup of $10. We're going to divide by our cost of $50. And that's going to give us a rate of markup as a decimal of 0.2 as a percent. That's going to be 20%. So notice here that we have two numbers, two different rates. Notice that in both cases we're taking our markup and we are comparing the markup to one of the other numbers in the basic price equation. We're comparing it to either the cost or the selling price. So when we compare the markup to the selling price of 60, we get a rate of markup of about 16.7%. When we compare the markup to the cost, then we end up with a rate of markup of 20%. And again, this right here, comparing the markup to the cost, that is probably going to be the more common way of calculating a rate of markup or margin, is to compare the markup to the cost. Now, if you turn in your textbooks to page 535, I'm pressing buttons on the computer with a big noise. Sorry. Anyways, if you turn to page 535 in your textbooks, you will see a very, very nifty yellow box. That yellow box tells you what you can do if you know any two of the items in one of these equations, either one of these markup equations or the cost plus markup equals selling price equation. If you know any two of these, or any two of these, or any two of these, you can find the missing one doing a little algebra. And the yellow box on page 535 gives you some formulas that you can use to find that. Now, let's do a little bit of that. Let's get this one out of the way here. Using our rate of markup equations here. So let's say that we know that we have a rate of markup on cost. We have to make sure you know if it is rate of markup on selling price or rate of markup on cost. You have to keep those two straight. Let's say that we definitely know that we want a rate of markup of 20% or 0.2, two ways of saying the same thing. That's our rate of markup on cost. So rate of markup on cost. There we go. And let's say that we know that our cost is going to be $50. So once again, cost equals $50. Good. Okay. What markup are we going to have to put on the cost if we're going to have a rate of markup of 20%? Well, we can just do some algebra. We go 20% or 0.2 equals markup, we don't know what that is, divided by cost, or in this case, $50. Rearrange the equation. So it's going to be markup divided by $50 times $50 is going to equal 0.2 times $50. So let's see here. There we go. So 0.2 times 50 equals markup divided by 50 times 50. And divided by 50 times 50, that cancels out. That cancels out the 50 on that side. So that means that 0.2 times 50 is going to equal our markup. And 0.2 times 50, our calculators, we go 0.2 times 50, and it is 10. So our markup is going to be $10. Now, that also gives us a clue. Let's say that we want to know what selling price we're going to have to charge them. if our cost is $50, we want a rate of markup of $20. What's our selling price going to be? Well, we go back and we recall that cost plus markup equals selling price. It's going to be $50. That's our cost. That stayed the same this whole time. It's nice and wide again. There we go. $50. We just figured out where our markup is going to have to be. If we want that markup of 20%, we want a 20% margin. We just figured out that's going to mean a markup of $10. So our selling price then is going to equal $60. So that's how you use rate of markup on cost. Use that to figure out what the markup is going to be, and then you can go from there to figure out what the price is going to be. All right, that will be all for now. I'm just going to divide lesson 14-3 here into 2 parts. So that's part 1. Stay tuned for part 2. Like and subscribe, and follow me on InstaSnap. See ya!